Hello, everybody. We'll see if anybody shows up since it is a Thursday afternoon. Oh, wow. Oh, my. There are a lot of people in the comments already. Hi, everybody. I didn't know it was possible for you guys to join and be waiting for me. So hello. I'm sorry that I'm a couple minutes late. Hi, everyone. Oh, I'm so excited that people are actually available today. I wasn't sure if anybody was going to be available to write. Trying to quickly read through everybody's comments. There are quite a lot. Oh, it's Friday morning where you are, Monique? That's amazing. Hi, Jazz Little. All right, so what is everybody going to be working on today? I am working on my Song of the Dryad book 2. I wrote a little bit today already for Nano. Let me see what I'm sitting at. So I've written 693 words so far today. Jamie, 3K sounds pretty good. I think I might be shooting to write 3K today as well. Hi, Patrick. I'm doing really well today. Let's see. And Gabriella, the 4th rewrite. I think I did 5. Well, I didn't completely rewrite Song of the Dryad, but I think I had 5 or 6 drafts. I want to say 6. And Haley, yes, I will be doing writing sprints here very, very soon. I just want to kind of touch base with everybody, see what you're working on, and then we'll start doing some writing sprints right away. So it seems like quite a few people are looking to write 3K today. So that's what I'm going to be doing as well. 3K seems like a really happy medium for me. Went through many years of not plotting and then hating what I wrote. Speaking of which, let me grab my little book because I might need to do some plotting on this live stream. One sec. Okay, so this is the book that I've been using to do my plotting and outlining. But yeah, anyway, so I have outlined about half of the project that I'm working on now. Let's see, I have my pen. Oh my gosh, I've been looking for this pen for 3 days and it was just in the middle of the book. So I am currently plotting the midpoint of my novel. So I still have a few scenes left to write before I get to this point, so I'm okay for now. But depending on how many words I write during this these writing sprints, I might need to return to my book here and start doing some more plotting and kind of beefing up my outline. So that is a potential. Steffi says a lot of people seem to love that book. Oh, hi, Maverick. Good to see you. Yeah, and I mean, I really like this book because for somebody like me who has struggled with plotting for quite a while, I've always struggled with plotting and I always had plot holes and it was a problem for me. So this is really helping because it gives you a roadmap. And you still need to come up with all of your own ideas and fill in that roadmap, but it really is helpful. And this one, I did buy my own copy, but my library had a copy of this as well. So if you just want to go and try it out, then maybe your library has it. Hi, Bree. Did you dye your hair? Oh, thank you. No, I did not dye my hair. I'm actually growing out my natural color. So you can see that all of this is my natural hair color, and then the dark down here is what my hair used to be dyed. If you go back many, many videos, I had really black hair. So it's kind of faded to this dark brown, and I'm growing out my natural color. So that's why it looks this way. Carrie, yes, Red Dead Redemption is fantastic. I've been obsessed with it lately. It's all I've been doing when I'm not writing. Jazz, yes, I do. I absolutely think that it would be helpful, because what you could do, and it's actually something that I'm doing, is for each plot point, you could make that plot point happen for the different point of view characters. And I don't know how that would work if you had like 7 point of view characters, but for me, I'm writing in, I need to turn that off. I'm writing in 2 points of view, and it's working really well so far. Steffi, is Song of the Dryad a series? Right now, I'm planning on it being a duology, and that's a really fun word to be able to say now, because I've never written anything besides like a standalone. So I'm having a fun time with it. I'm not sure what it'll be, though, in the future. Holly, hello! Holly, are you and Heather hanging out and like being able to write together and stuff? My sister is not a writer. She's not much of a reader, but it would be really cool if she was, so that we could nano together. Elsie, is there a point of view you're preferring to write at this moment? Yes, absolutely. There's definitely one that's much easier because it's a character that I already know. And then the second point of view character is a character that's brand new to me. So she is much more difficult to write. So let's chat for like a few more minutes, and then maybe at like 15, for me it's 2:15, I'm not sure what time it is where you are, but here in like 6 minutes or 5 minutes now, we could start our sprint. Heather, oh good, and Maddie and B. See, you guys like have sisters that you can write with, and I think that's phenomenal. My sister, like I said, she is not a writer. Claire, that's fantastic. Like, as I've been playing Red Dead Redemption, I've been thinking about how great it would be to write a Western, but I'm getting a little bit confused because the book that I'm writing right now, part of it takes place in like the 1930s, and Red Dead Redemption 2 takes place in 1899, and I keep getting those two time periods confused, and it's like, my character does not live in the Wild West, but I keep wanting to write her as if she's in the Wild West, so it's been a struggle. Jody, about the paperback, yes, the paperback will be coming out rather soon. Fun news, I actually got my paperback proof copy today, and I did an unboxing, and I'm super excited to share it with you guys. So the paperback will be coming out very soon for those people that would prefer to buy that one. Janelle, maybe you did get an A in English, but that doesn't mean you enjoy writing, okay? And you don't read my books either. Grace, if you want good writing music, I would recommend Peter Gundry on YouTube. I would actually play his music for you today while we're writing, but I don't want to get copyright strikes on my videos because that happened to Brooke on her video when I was playing music. So today when we're sprinting, I might mute my audio so that I can listen to music, but I'm not sure yet. We'll see. The only other option is that I'll play the ambient, like Hogwarts, Harry Potter music that Brooke showed me, because I've been really enjoying that. Yeah, fairy music. That's what I'm hooked on too. Yep. Adrian, I think it's Adrian von Ziegler or Ziegler. I really enjoy his stuff too. And Elsie, yes, absolutely. If you don't have the money to buy Song of the Dryad, please request it at your library. I know of 2 libraries right now that have ordered it and are going to be carrying it. So you can definitely request it at your library, and then you don't have to pay anything for it, and lots of people can read it. So that would be fantastic. Pegasus, how do you flesh out side characters? Any tips? My tip for fleshing out my side characters is that I try to give each of them a little bit of an arc. Like, I want to see growth in their character or over the course of the novel. You know, whether they're becoming a better person or a worse person or a morally gray person, I want to see them change. So that for me helps flesh them out, because I know that I'm spending enough time with them to give them a small character arc. And Patrick, your Viking vampire story sounds so sweet. That is something that I would love to read. Let's see. I feel if I could teach of how things were in the time period. Yeah, see, that's really tough, like with historical stuff, because what I'm working on now is the first thing that I've like had to research historical periods, and it's really difficult, I think. All right, we can start our sprint here in a couple of minutes. So how long do you guys want to go for the first sprint? Are you thinking like 10 minutes, 15 minutes, 20 minutes? What would you prefer? Let's see, 20, 10, 10, 10. All right, it seems like we're going to do 10 because I've seen a lot of 10s pop up. So I'm going to go ahead and set my phone for 10 minutes. All right, let's see. Ten minutes just for the first one. That sounds good to me too, because like as I get more into my story, I'll be able to write more and more. Here's my clock. So I'm going to go ahead and set it for 10 minutes. And then at the end of it, we can tally up how many words we wrote. All right, and okay, the timer has started. I put an extra 30 seconds there just in case. So let's go ahead and get to writing. And I'm going to go ahead and turn on that Hogwarts ambient mixer, because I don't think that that should give me a copyright strike. I mean, it's just like crackling fire in the background. All right, everybody, that is time. Okay, I am going to count up how many words I wrote. Okay, let's see. Ooh, okay, I wrote 425. All right, we have some good numbers. Making research notes. I had to do a little bit of that earlier today. I was researching tuberculosis, actually. Alyssa, 109 isn't bad. 109 in 10 minutes is pretty good. 226, 377. Yeah, that was short, huh? That went by really, really fast. Dang, Rachel, 662. So Maddie and B, how do you two handle like writing one story together? Because I've always wondered about that. I'm somebody that's like so in my head, and I feel like I'm the only person that knows my characters so well. So I feel like it would be difficult to write with somebody else. I got distracted and didn't do anything. That happens to me sometimes too. Usually Instagram or YouTube is the culprit. Dang, 109 words in only the last like 3 minutes. That's really good. You guys are all doing great. So yeah, I think I'm going to, maybe I won't. I was going to update my Nano, but I don't think I'm going to. Hi, Kelsey Lee. I vote that you stay on for 2 more hours so that you'll still be on when I get home after work. I might be. I usually get on and I'm like, yeah, I'll do an hour. And then 4 hours later, I'm finally wrapping it up because it's just so nice to talk to everybody. Gabriella says, I wrote a book with my friend and we each had a character and we would just switch between each character every chapter. That's interesting. So did you guys like plot the whole book together and then you knew exactly what you were supposed to be writing? Or would you like write a chapter and then give it to the friend and then that friend would respond and then write their chapter? Okay. Okay, so yeah, it seems like you guys, Maddie and B and Gabriella, it sounds like you're writing different characters, which would make sense because each character has like such a specific voice that your like natural writing style could probably like really flow with that. Come on, Grace, you can do it. I know the feeling of like coming up on a chapter or a scene that I feel like I really have to do it right and I have to do it well, and that can scare me sometimes too. Let's see, I'm trying to end a chapter and I need tips. I don't know if I'm the best person to end chapters. I'm still trying to figure it out too, because often I'll get to a point where I'm like, okay, this chapter has done what it needs to do, and then I struggle to figure out how to finish it up. Like the last one I just wrote, I ended it like on a humorous note, but like a cliffhanger could work, but I don't like writing cliffhangers all the time because it just seems so like dramatic and epic, and Song of the Dryad isn't really super dramatic and epic. I wish I had more tips for you for how to end chapters, but I'm sorry, I'm still learning how to do that well myself. Oops. There we go. Let's see, Jamie asks, what are some tips you have for giving a unique voice to your character? I did a lot of planning for my main character, but her voice doesn't seem to be coming. That's a really good question. For me, I never really know my character's voice until I've written the entire first draft, because my characters tend to tell me about who they are. Like, I can't really force them into a mold. So for example, with Charlotte, I wrote the first draft, and then when I went back to do edits, I found that at the very beginning, her voice wasn't true to who she had become throughout the course of the novel. So my biggest tip with finding a character's voice specifically is to write the whole novel, and then by the time you've finished it, you will know so much more about them. And for me, it makes it way easier to like keep their voice genuine once I know them better. Fox, that's a really interesting tip. So a good rule of thumb for ending a chapter is generally to end it with an opposite tone from how it started. I've never heard that before, and that's really interesting. So it's like you have like a chapter arc. So you start in one place and then the tone changes by the end. Yeah, Jamie, I used to feel bad about that too, feeling like my characters' voices weren't coming in clearly enough, but it really, like, I've gotten to the point where I just let it go in the first draft because it's really me just discovering who they are and getting to know them, and it helps a lot. So maybe we can chat a little bit longer and then start another stream here in like 5 minutes, 7 minutes, something like that. And I think with this next stream, or this next sprint, that's the word, we can go a little bit longer, maybe 15 or 20 minutes. But do you guys have any other things that you'd like to chat about for a while before we start? Oh, wow, words fall. That was a pretty heavy chapter, huh? A broken arm and somebody killed somebody else. Dark to dark, yeah. All right, goodbye, Heather and Holly. Have fun at the agility class. I feel like I saw some like photos or a video of you at your agility class with your pup, and it looked like a lot of fun. So, bye. Let's see, I'm struggling to write a long conversation without it feeling really bitty at the moment. So for conversations between people, what I do, oh wow, I just noticed a spelling error. Let's fix that. So what I do is I read it out loud, because I find that my dialogue used to be really forced, but when I read it out loud, I can tell if it's something that I would actually say in real life, or if like it's something that I've ever heard somebody say to me. So if you're struggling with it, I would just read it out loud with the emotion that you're trying to portray. And if they seem really off and clunky, then that's a really good like indication that you need to go back through and do some more work. Oh, Samantha, thank you so much for ordering Song of the Dryad. I really appreciate it. That's amazing. Hi, Charles. We're just getting started if you'd like to do some sprints with us. We've only done one so far if you want to join. And hi, Kate. Sarah, that's a really good example as well, to break up long conversation with actions. I do that all the time because like when I'm talking to somebody else, I typically am moving around. You know, you're not just standing very still staring at them while you talk. So breaking it up with actions is another really good tip. How do you open a scene to introduce your main character? So it seems like that's going to be at the very beginning of the story, right? If you're just starting to introduce your main character. And for me, the very beginning is tough because I remember I went to this seminar with Maggie Stiefvater and Courtney Stevens, and they were talking all about the first 7 sentences of your book and how that like communicates the tone to a reader. So if you're introducing your main character at the very beginning of your book, my biggest tip would be to really think about the tone going into it. You know, if you want a really dark and eerie tone, you are likely going to want to start out with that, or a very romantic contemporary tone. Like that's what I try to do at least. Sometimes I don't do a very good job, and then I have to go back through and change the beginning a few times, but that would be my biggest tip. Gabriella, thank you for buying it on Kindle. I hope you enjoy it. I really, really hope that you enjoy Charlotte's story. What does that term mean? Media res or medias res? I'm not sure what that term means, so I would love to know. Maybe I can get more tips from you guys. In the middle of. You guys all know this. How does everybody know this? Why don't I know what that means? So you start right in the middle of an action. So it kind of like throws the reader right into the deep end. Skipped that. Okay. I don't know if I've ever done that with any of my books. Starting in the middle of action. I feel like I usually start off relatively slow. Let me look how I started out this one. I'm going to go to my opening image and see what I did. So let's see. I think I tend to, let me go to this other one. I tend to describe setting first. And I don't really mean to do that. I'm not like, okay, I have to describe the setting, but that tends to be something that I do. Like I want people to understand the surroundings before I introduce the characters. Because I'm looking here, I have 2 different scenes with 2 POVs for my opening image, and both of them describe setting first. And I didn't even really know that I was doing that. Oh, Carol, so you would consider that I did start in the middle of something? Starting right in the middle of the action. So could it be action that's not like super epic, like having a big fight or something? Like you could just start right in the middle of something happening, and it doesn't necessarily need to be like an epic thing that's happening? See, this is what, like, one of the reasons why I really love these streams with you guys, because you teach me just as much as I have tips for you. So I really enjoy it. Like, that's a brand new term that I just learned today. Okay. Ooh, Gabriella, that sounds awesome. Any book that has magic in it, I'm like there. I am there for that book. That phrase refers to the middle of the plot, not just any action. Wait, so does that mean that like you'd start off in the middle and then have to go back and like build up to that point? I wish that you guys could have been like my creative writing classes, because I majored in English in college with a concentration in creative writing, but there is so much that I never learned, really. Ooh, okay, it is 2:40. So do you guys want to do another sprint? Yeah, and Patrick, that's exactly what I do too. Just imply the setting, kind of build it up a little bit. Like I like people to be able to see what's going on rather than having, I think they call it like a white room syndrome, like where you drop your characters in a scene and there's literally no context about what's around them. So the reader can't really picture what's there. I always try to build up the setting. Okay, yep, let's go ahead and do a word sprint. So does 20 minutes work for you guys this time? Because I feel like I'm pretty excited about what I'm writing, so I think 20 would be good. I keep calling the writing sprints streams as well. I feel like I've been doing that today. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and set my alarm. Okay, cool. Okay, everybody's happy with 20. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. All right. Ready? Here we go. And start. Ta-da! Let's write. I'm going to turn on my Harry Potter sounds again. Okay, that was 20 minutes. Hi, Camille. I've been loving your videos lately, by the way. I've been watching so many of them. So how did everybody do on this sprint? I have a feeling that I probably didn't get as many words as I wanted to. My grandma called me, and I was just a little bit distracted, but we'll see how I did. All right. Oh, do you like my glasses, Breeze Wolf? These are my, I've had these for a while, but I like them quite a lot. I'd like to get some new ones too, though. Okay, let's see. I always struggle to remember where I left off at the end of the last sprint. I think this is where I left off, but I'm not sure. Okay, I think I wrote 646. I'm pretty sure that was where I left off. Hey, you guys are doing good. Don't be hard on yourself. Let's see, 619, we've got a few in the 600s, 300s, 400s, so all across the board, really. Oh, Kelsey Lee, I'm glad that you're able to work with us a little bit. Yeah, and a lot of my stuff probably won't make it past edits either. So for this scene, I feel like I'm struggling a little bit because this is in the I'm sorry if the glare on my glasses is kind of annoying, but my eyes are really tired from my contacts, so I really wanted to wear these today. Um, but the scene that I'm writing right now is the point of view character that's pretty new to me. So I still find it a little bit difficult to get like into her head. Even though I am writing in third person, I still need to be able to know what she's thinking and feeling. And I'm finding it a little bit difficult, but like we talked about earlier, I'm also not going to be very hard on myself because I know that once I finish this draft, I'll know her so much better, and then I can come back and edit and fix up everything that's not like genuine and true to her character. But I definitely find her scenes so much more difficult to write. It's pretty cool that a few of you are here on like lunch breaks and stuff. That's fun. That's a really nice way to spend your lunch break. That's a good idea to have Word or whatever program you use read your writing back to you. Any tips on fight scenes? Does anybody have fight scene tips? I have written some fight scenes, but I don't consider myself like an expert on fight scenes. I just like when I write a fight scene, I try to like it's really a balance of not too much tedious information and not too little. And that's really like a really difficult balance to find sometimes. Oh, Camille, that's awesome. I remember, gosh, when was it? Last month, I think I was on a live stream, and you guys helped me figure out the sign for my new character, and I think we figured out that she's a Leo because she was born on August 1st. So that's really helped me like shape her personality. I remember when I was writing a fight scene for Way of Spears. I watched Game of Thrones footage. I can't remember the name of the guy that was like really fancy with a spear, but I watched his fight scenes to try to figure out how somebody would like realistically move when using that type of weapon. So that's a good tip too, is to like watch one. Haley, that's a really good one too. Fight scene should be in short sentences so it makes the reader sit on the edge of their seat. Definitely. Yeah, Linda, were you there for that one? Yes, yes. That is the exact character. That's him. Oh, he was great. Vikings. I've only watched the first couple episodes of Vikings. It's like really fascinating to me, but sometimes I really struggle to watch I don't know, like graphic fight scenes aren't bad for me. I can watch those, but just like dark, really heavy themes have become difficult for me to watch. So I've been really slow getting into Vikings, but I'm really fascinated by it. Bye, Selma. Let's see, it's also important not to do move by move sentences. Yeah, that's a good one too. Like because then I feel like that would be too detailed. Like the reader isn't able to really picture for themselves like what's going on. Catherine, that's so fun that you're on deadline. I feel like I would do really good with that because I'm somebody that sets deadlines for myself and they work well, but if somebody else sets me a deadline, I do even better. So I've always been, honestly, I've always been a little bit jealous of like authors that have deadlines because I think that that would work really well for me. I'm going to be right back. I have to go grab a fairy book because I need it for this next writing sprint. So I'll be right back. Hi, Monique, welcome. Steven, that sounds interesting. My main character is riding with the Wild Hunt. I feel like I read about the Wild Hunt in like one of these fairy books I was reading or something. And I also know that isn't one of the Witcher games named after it? Or am I thinking about something totally different? You like Brian Froud too? I didn't know that Wendy Froud was a thing. I would love to see her work too. And Rebecca, yes, there is going to be a Song of the Dryad paperback. I received the proof copy today, and I can't wait to show you the unboxing. So it will be coming out very soon. Let's see, Samantha, yes, at this point, my other books are still out. I definitely was thinking about taking them down just because, you know, I feel that they no longer represent my skill as a writer and where I am as a writer. But I also had a lot of people reach out and tell me, like, you know, it's part of the journey and it was part of your experience, you know, writing all these books. So I'm still on the fence about what I'm going to do with them. But at this point, they are still available. Yes, Linda, The Wild Hunt about Samhain. I think that's where I read about it because I've been doing a lot of research on, gosh, what was it? Yule and Beltane, and I was reading about the Wild Hunt as well. Brooke, welcome, Brooke. It's weird to not have you actually like chatting this time around. Oh, Monique, thank you. I appreciate that. Oh, so Wendy does sculpture. That sounds amazing. I love the artwork in this book, and then I have one more other fairy book by Brian Froud as well, and the illustrations give me so many ideas. But for this book, I'm using runes, like I'm studying runes and charms, and I'm really enjoying it. I really like learning about all this like fairy magic culture stuff. Oh, Samantha, that's so nice of you. Ooh, Froud has a tarot set too. I do have a tarot set right now that I really love, and it took a while to find it because I would go into a bunch of shops and like look at all their tarot decks, and I never really liked one until I found the Chrysalis deck, which is the one that I use now. Oh, I really want to design my own cover. Any tips on what you like and dislike about covers? So, if you want to design a cover and you're not going to be paying a designer, my biggest tip would be to go to the bookstore and look in the section like of the genre that you're writing, because a young adult book is going to look very different from a thriller or a mystery or historical romance. So, go to that part of the bookstore and look at the way, look at the covers on all of those books, and then take ideas about what you like and dislike about those so that you can make a similar cover, because that's what your audience will be expecting for that genre. Brooke, I'm glad that you're here. Gabriella, what type of fairy tarot deck do you have? Do you know the name of it? Because I'd like to look it up. And I was actually given a tarot deck like years and years ago before I was really interested in using them. But like the tarot deck that I was given really didn't resonate with me. Like I was not at all like attracted to the artwork and the imagery. So I never wanted to use that tarot deck. So I do feel like it's really important that if you're going to get a tarot deck, it's something that like really speaks to you. And that's what the chrysalis does for me. Samantha, if somebody asked you to do a book cover, would you? Because you seem to know what you're talking about. Yes, Samantha. Actually, that's something I've really been thinking about, and I'm very interested in it. I've done, graphic art and photo manipulation for a long time. I've done it since I was in the 8th grade, and I absolutely adore it. But if I was to work with somebody on their book cover, it would really need to be like a collaboration, because while I can do the artwork, I still am not very good at knowing like dimensions and how to make sure everything is perfectly lined up for Ingram Spark or for KDP. So I would need to make a book cover for somebody that was going to be like patient with me so that I could figure all of that out. But yes, that's something that I would definitely be interested in. Oh gosh, Maverick. Okay, go and eat, and we will talk to you later. Goodbye. Goodbye to everybody that's leaving. Let's see, I was given an Empire Tarot deck from a friend. Yeah, that's cool. See, it's great that that one actually resonates with you, because a friend gave me one too, and it just didn't quite like speak to me. So I was never that interested in using it. Would you do a book cover DIY tutorial? Yes, definitely. I would be happy to do that. I did do a video about how I made the book cover for the proof copy of Song of the Dryad, and that's up on my channel now if you want to see it. But it's not like showing you how to measure everything out, make sure that your pages are all laid out and stuff like that. It's just how I made the artwork. But that is up on the channel now if you're interested. Hello, Olivia. What time is it where you are? Because it's 3:17 where I am. My username on Nano is just Natalia Lee. And you guys let me know if it's starting to get too dark in here, because I can just flip the light switch on back there. You're in Korea? That is amazing. That is so cool. When I was in college, I really wanted to study abroad in Japan, and I was like really getting serious about it until I found out that I've talked about like the barn and the equestrian center where I was working. I found out that the owners were leaving, and that they requested me to work there and manage it for a year on my own. So I didn't get to study in Japan, but I'm very interested in the culture in Japan and Korea. Samantha says, how do you put fairy tales into your own novel without it being the exact copy or making it sound cheesy? So for me, I'm not actually using fairy tales. I'm just using folklore. So I like look up typically like oral folk tales that people have collected, you know, from speaking to each other. And that gives me a lot of ideas because for me, I'm looking a lot at like the culture of fairies in Irish folklore. So that's what I'm building my story off of, but I'm not actually going off of fairy tales. Katie Bishop, hey, how have sales been for Song of the Dryad? I'd love to know if self-publishing is worth it. So sales for Song of the Dryad have been really, really good for me. I'm extremely happy with how it's been going. I always have heard that, you know, very few self-published books will ever hit 100 sales, but I overcame 100 sales on release day. So that is phenomenal that I already outsold what most like self-published books won't ever hit. But whether or not it'd be worth it to you, you know, would be totally different because we might have different goals. You know, maybe one of us just, and this goes out to everybody, but maybe one person just wants to put one book out. Somebody else wants to put a 7-book series out and, you know, make a living off of it. So whether or not self-publishing is worth it to you is really going to depend on what your goals are. But personally, I have been like blown away by the love and support that Song of the Dryad has received, and I'm just feeling really good about it. So it's pretty wonderful. Ooh, Carrie, that sounds really cool. I'm really interested in Wicca. I don't identify as a Wiccan, but I'm fascinated by it. So that's a story that I'd like to read. Oh, Brooke, thank you. Yeah, this, like, I definitely pushed myself to release Song of the Dryad in October because that's like when the book takes place. So I didn't want it to be too late in the year and to like miss that Halloweeny time. Let's see, are you planning on traditionally publishing one day? Some booktubers are. Do you feel more comfortable self-publishing? I am going to self-publish this next book that I'm writing, so there would be a self-published duology for Song of the Dryad. But if it came down to it and I was able to, you know, jump into traditional publishing and experience it, I would absolutely do that because I don't feel like I have a strong preference either way. I feel like both of them have pros and cons. Absolutely. Like there's so much in self-publishing that I absolutely love. And then there's a lot in traditional publishing that I would love as well. So that is not off the table for me. I'm sure that I will query books in the future and we'll see what happens, but I'm open to it. Yeah, Katie, I can do that. At this point, I don't feel like I can because it's still so early on. The book hasn't even been out for a month yet. But in the future, when I feel like I have a record of sales and reviews, then I'd be happy to talk about that. Because I feel like that's something that it's kind of taboo and a lot of people don't talk about it, right? People don't like to talk about money or how much they're making, and it can be odd and uncomfortable. But I also think that if there are writers out there that want to try self-publishing, it would be good to know like what on average some self-published books are making. You know, my self-published book is going to be making a different amount of money than, you know, somebody that has 20 self-published books out. But I do think it would be good to be able to share that with you guys so that you have a clear understanding of what self-publishing is. For example, when Highborn and Way of Spears came out, I made like zero money on those. Those have been out for years, and I really haven't made much off of them at all. So Song of the Dryad for me is my first, I feel is my first true experience with releasing a self-published novel because I have a platform, and I would be happy in the future to talk about how that went for me financially. Let's see, it is 3:23, so let's sprint again in like 7 minutes, like at 3:30. Let's see, now that you're getting more reviews on YouTube and more popular, have your other novels been getting more sales? Yes, they have, absolutely. And I also found that when I did a discount sale for my books, my sales really spiked up during that time as well because everybody likes discounts and saving money. So in general, because I have a platform now, my books have been selling better, but they are by no means, making me money to live on at all whatsoever. So that's definitely something that, people should be aware of. Drive safe, Brooke. I'm glad that you're only typing when you're at stoplights. Let's see, what platform is the best to boost your book? You've been on YouTube for 6 years and not really gotten anywhere. So if YouTube isn't working for you, I highly recommend Twitter and Instagram. Those are the other two that I use a lot. And for me, what's been really helpful is not necessarily promoting my books, but getting to know other people in the community. Because once you start making friends, then those friends will want to support you and you can support them back. So that's been really important to me, is just really being part of the community. And then people generally will become more aware of the books that you're putting out or the products that you're putting out. So that would be my tip. Brooke, how much have you written today so far? And if you haven't written, what is your goal for today? I have written, I wonder how much I've written today. Let's see. I've written 1,884 words total today, but I'd like to try to get another 1,200 maybe. Let's see, would you do a collab with another writer? So do you mean like, would I write a book with another writer? Because at this point, no. I am still like really trying to build up my career on its own. So at this point, I wouldn't be interested in writing with somebody else. Let's see, let's sprint again in like 4 minutes. So we can still chat a little bit and then we can do another sprint. Maybe like a 30-minute one this time. And I'm going to try to get 1,200 words. We'll see. Nice, Brooke. Hi, Donovan. And good luck with that fight scene. I'm definitely not very good at those, so good luck. All right, bye, Linda. I think the last YouTube video I made was in April. It's been hard to meet other friends through BookTube, so I got disheartened about it. Yeah, I don't really know a whole lot about what it's like to be in the BookTube community specifically because I don't do book reviews. I'm not on BookTube, but I know that in this community, it's been really easy to reach out and meet people and, work with other people, and it's been really nice. So, I mean, Gabriella, are you more interested in like reviewing books, or would you be interested in putting out content about writing your own book? Because then maybe you could be like a hybrid YouTuber and be doing booktube stuff and authortube stuff. Let's see, how many words do you normally write each day without Nano? Well, before this, 0, because I haven't written anything new for months since I've been publishing Song of the Dryad. But in general, I would typically aim for about 1,000 words a day. That's so fun, Jazz. You've been writing while all the preschoolers are sleeping. All right, well, if they're waking up, then hopefully we'll get to see you later. Do you recommend any people on AuthorTube? Absolutely. There are so many people I can recommend, but the number one person that I've been watching currently is Sarah Cannon at Heart Breathings. And she is one of those really interesting self-published authors that has like, I think she has almost 30 books out and she's sold like over 500,000 books. Like, I think she said in a video that she sold like 600,000 books or something. So she is fantastic to really get a look at how self-publishing can work for somebody that's been successful at it. So I would definitely recommend her channel. And she is so nice too. She's absolutely wonderful. Like, I really enjoy when I can reach out to a fellow author tuber and then they are open to like a friendship and wanting to talk back to me. And it's really nice. The name of her channel is Heart Breathings. She was actually on one of our streams last time. She's really nice. So I definitely recommend checking her out and then letting her know if you enjoy her content, because I think it's fantastic. Yeah, I was like binging her videos yesterday and I was like folding laundry and I would like just hold up a shirt for like 5 minutes and be so interested in what she was saying that it would take me so long to like fold everything and put it away. Hi, Kavlandia. Welcome, welcome. We're just about to do another sprint if you want to join us. All right, so it is 3:30 now where I'm at, so I'm ready to do another writing sprint if you guys are. What do you guys think? And I'm thinking like 30 minutes. So from 3:30 to 4. And also, I know that Greg might pop in and like scare us in the middle of the stream because he just got off of work and he's usually home by 4 o'clock. So just a heads up there. I know that I was on a stream once and he like popped up out of nowhere and scared everybody. So that's a potential. Okay, so it sounds like 30 will work for us. Let's see. All right, well, let's just go ahead and get started. I have my phone set for 30 minutes. All right, you're ready. Here we go. 30 minutes. I'm gonna open my window a little bit too.
Are you still on your live stream?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You do just. I'll be off in next few minutes.
Okay.
Okay. All right, everybody, that was 30 minutes. I had to take a couple breaks. I had to go and pick up this book from my office to read up on goblins. And Greg got home, but he didn't make too much sound, so that's good. That's why your sound cut out, because I muted the audio real quick so that he wouldn't walk in and like start talking really loud. But how did everybody do? I'm going to count up my words too. Again, I can't really remember where I stopped. Oh no. How much did I write? I don't even know where I stopped. Do you guys ever have problems with this? Okay, I found where I stopped. I wrote 945 words. Not too shabby. Nice, Rebecca. That's really good. Phoenix. Oh my gosh. Claire, Elsie, Monique. You guys have really good word counts. And yes, Patrick. Goblins. This is actually one of the pages I'm looking at here. This page is talking about goblins that live in the mines. So I'm basing like all of my fairy creatures are based off of creatures in actual folklore. So when I say goblins, I'm talking fairy goblins, like these funky little guys. Nice, Brooke. That's not too bad. Gabriella, that's nice. You're reading Song the Dryad. I do hope you enjoy it. I really do. Woohoo, you finished your fight scene. Well done. Dang, 3,800 words today? That's really good. Hi, Google. Hi, Mew. Hi. All right, so what I'm going to do now is I am going to go ahead and update my NaNoWRIMO word count. So I'm going to update it with this entire scene that I just wrote. So throughout the course of this live stream, I think I've written, I could go back and look maybe. Yeah, Mew. About 2,000 words. It's telling me 2,136, but sometimes I get so confused about the last time that I updated word count, but I'm pretty sure it's 2,136. Let's see. So I'm going to go ahead and update that. All right, bye, Rebecca. I'm about to head off and eat too. After every single live stream, like you could ask Brooke and Mandy too, I always have to go and eat because I get so hungry. Ooh, Brooke, I've never seen that show or movie, but I'll check it out. Okay, let's see. I'm going to go ahead and update my words. 2,136. All right, my final word count of the day is sitting at 18,252 in total. And yes, I am always eating. So what about you guys? When you update your nano word count, let me know what you're sitting at. Yes, Mew. Yes, I know. Mew wants to eat too. Look at her cute little face down here. Yes, I know. You're hungry too. We're all hungry here. Let's see, Fraggy. So are you supposed to copy and paste your document to the Nano website? So when you're doing like your final word count and you're validating, that's when I copy and paste. Yeah, I just like update my word count every single day. Nice, nice. 23,000. You're doing really well. What is the goal for today? The goal for today is 13,333. So it seems like most of us are doing a really good job at keeping up. And don't worry if you're falling behind, because I fall behind every single nano. And if you find me on the NaNoWriMo website, you can see that, I'm going to click on it right now. You can see that my novels, it's like I'll be losing and losing and losing. And then the last few days, I like write all the words. I'm going to go back and look at them. Let's see. Yeah, so like when I did Nano in, what year was this? 2013, I think. I was at 19,000 words on day 23, and then I started writing like between 3,000 to 5,000 words every single day to catch up. So it was like going like this, and then it just went directly up because I had to write so many. Ooh, Mew, don't put your claws in me. Yes, don't put your claws in my leg. That's not nice. Ow. Ooh, that is sharp. Can you stop, please? Don't put your claws in me. Okay. Welcome back, Camille. We just finished our 30-minute word sprint. I'm going to look back at my fire tongue, too. Did I write that in 2014? I don't remember writing that. Oh my gosh, you guys. So if you are my friend here, I'll hold it up and I'll show you how bad this like graph is for 2014. Look at, I did not even hit the word count, like the daily word count, until the last day. Like, let's see if you can see it. Look at that. I know it's kind of hard to see, but look at how bad that is. There you go. I like barely made it that year. So if you're falling behind, don't feel discouraged, because I always fall behind every single year too. And Samantha, how many words do I wish my novel would be when I finish the full first draft? Probably about 100,000. And yeah, see, it's like, it was like just a swoop, but it never actually touched the line until the last day. So I was really behind, but I was able to catch up. So you guys can too. Oh my goodness. So now Tifa's meowing for food and Mew is meowing for food, and I'm starting to get hungry too. So maybe we can chat for a couple more minutes and then I'm going to tune off and go get a bite to eat. Especially now that Greg is home, so we can make dinner and play Red Dead Redemption, because that's become like the nightly routine now. So do you guys have any other questions before I tune off? Okay, Camille, the next live is this Sunday. Brooke, do you remember what time it's at? I want to say it's 12 p.m. Central Standard Time, I think. As a newbie writer, thank you for all of your content. You've been a godsend. Oh, you are so very welcome. I really enjoy putting out content because, I mean, I was a newbie writer for a long time and I'm still kind of a newbie writer, really. So we're all just helping each other out. And Brooke is saying that it's at 11 Central Standard Time. So I got that an hour off. But we'll definitely be posting all about that live stream. Oh, and it's on Mandy's channel. Okay, yeah, I said that right in my video. Earlier, I thought I said that it was on Brooke's channel, but I didn't. Hey, babe, could you feed you too, please? Camille, I love that. The cool aunt of author tube, yes. Okay, guys, well, I'm going to, yeah, Greg is such a dear. He comes home from work and then he feeds the kitties. But I am going to go ahead and sign off. I feel like this was a really productive live stream. I wrote about 2,000 words in total, so that is really good. I'm happy with where I'm sitting, but yes, do remember that we will be on a live stream this Sunday as well, 11 a.m. Central Standard Time on Mandy Lynch channel. Yep, see, it seems like everybody's kind of tuning off and going to do other things like play Red Dead Redemption. All right, goodbye, everybody. I will see you on Sunday. Keep writing. Goodbye.